name is Dr. Richard Allen Williams. I'm a cardiologist, and I'm on the faculty at UCLA School of Medicine, where I've been for 45 years. I want to take you back to the year 1982, when I received a call from LA Police Chief Daryl Gates, which surprised me. Chief Gates was a very forceful and aggressive police chief. He actually established what one might think of as a militarized police department. So on weekends in particular, he would send 500 or 1,000 people into specific sites of LA, and the police would simply descend upon these people who were out in the street at night and start mass arrests, bring them in, and lock them up.
Aggressive doesn't mean the use of force. Aggressive means that we move into crime situations and deal with them.
I don't know where he got my number from, but in any event, he said, "I'd like to discuss a very delicate medical matter with you." Chief Gates asked me if I could verify the fact, or according to him, the fact that African Americans were very susceptible to chokeholds because they had an anatomical defect in their necks. And so he was suggesting that blacks were not normal in regards to their neck anatomy, and that therefore it was their fault that they were dying, not the fault of the police. And he wanted to know if I would agree with him. And I told him, "No, Chief Gates, I don't agree with that. I think that this is something that cannot defend. The real reason is that there were more chokeholds being applied to blacks." Over a period of a few months, 16 men who were taken into police custody died from chokeholds, and 12 of those were African American or black. There was a good deal of controversy in the city about this at that time. Well, there actually were two chokeholds. There was one that was called the bar hold, and then there was the carotid chokehold, which reduced the blood flow to the brain and caused the individual to pass out and die.
And when these holds are applied properly, it is our feeling that they are not life-threatening holds.
Ultimately, the LA Police Commission decided to eliminate all chokeholds in the city of Los Angeles. And that's where it is today. In California, there's an assembly bill which is pending right now. If that passes then and is signed, then the chokehold will no longer exist throughout California. But that's just one state. George Floyd died from a chokehold with a knee to his neck from the police. And there was also the case of Eric Garner in New York City in 2014, where the chokehold was applied. We are able to see racism live and up close, and this should propel us to do something definitive at this point, finally, to eradicate that. I think elimination of the chokehold.
Shalom. First off, as always, I'd like to give all honor and glory to YAHAWADAH Hashem, YAHWASAP, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do the well. All right, peace and salutations to all the Akim, pushing his truth in peace and sincerity. It's the book of Zechariah 8:13. And it shall come to pass that as you were accursed among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and you shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. This is why we need a Savior. There's an enemy out, and this enemy has been out since the Garden of Eden to 2022. Documented right here. This enemy, this roaring lion, only has one appetite for destruction. He has a favorite meal to destroy, and that's the seed of Jacob. You see, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 2. And it reads, "The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Psalms 10 and 7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Daryl Gates, under his mouth is deceit and fraud. This other Edomite, Mitch McConnell, he said African American voters are voting in just as high a percentage as Americans. All right, just like this Edomite, Daryl Gates, say that we breathe different than normal Americans. This is the devil, man. This is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, so I'm just going to add to that what the brother said, man. This is the devil that you have to look out for. This is the devil in these last days, and his job is to persecute and tear you apart. You need a savior, and his name is YAHAWASAP. His name is not Yahweh. It's not Jesus Christ. It's not Ahaya. You call on those names, and you're in jeopardy of not being saved. It's only one name under heaven. All right, and let's get that. This is the book of Acts 4 and 12. So neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. There is no other name besides YAHAWASAP. All right. Give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem YAHAWASAP, Ba'ashem B'Kakadash. Shalom.